Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me and thank you so much for supporting this channel. I do appreciate all your comments, likes, subscribes, and more importantly, I really value connecting with your energy each and every reading. To show you my appreciation, I am giving away a free personalized tarot reading, and all you have to do to qualify is subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, like this video, and comment Flower Moon. I will be announcing the winner on May 23rd, 2024, which is the next full moon called the Flower Moon. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So happy to have you. Today's reading is a pick a card reading for all zodiac signs. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. And we will be letting Spirit determine what the topic is. So I'm going to shuffle these cards, and you can choose by selecting one of the cards if you're attracted to the image or a word. You can also use the crystals to select. And I do invite you to connect to your guides as I connect to mine and ask for their assistance in interpreting the images that you see, noticing any sounds, synchronicities that you experience either on my end or yours, and helping you to interpret the message that I share. All right, I think this one and this one and this one. All right, for pile number one, we have communicate, talk to the moon. And for pile number two, we have seek healing, healing moon. And for pile number three, we have forgiveness, full moon. You may already know which drawing or reading you're most drawn to, but if you'd like to hear what the crystals are, let me introduce those to you now. For pile number one, we have angelite, and for pile number two, we have clear quartz, and for pile number three, we have yellow jasper. All right, I'm also going to add some astro dice for this. So I'll first roll for pile number one, and this is just has numbers on it. It's a number for each house. So we'll see what we get with that. So for pile number one, we have the 9th house. So I'm just gonna put that right there next to the stone. And for pile number two, we have the 7th house. And for pile number three, we have the 3rd house. So let your intuition be your guide. Whichever crystal, number, or card you're most drawn to is probably the reading meant for you. Although you're always welcome to listen to 2 or all 3 readings as they are pertaining to different houses. You'll find a link to the readings in the description box below. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. You chose the card Talk to the Moon, Communicate. which could literally mean talking to the moon, talking to your higher self, spirit, the other realm. And you chose Angel Light, which deepens our connections with the spirit realm and angels. So already we have a connection. And you chose the 9th house. The 9th house is related to how we expand our higher mind. So we could do that through education, through travel, studying about other cultures. And already it seems like there is this theme of you experiencing an expansion through communicating with your guides, with your angels, ancestors, passed on loved ones, and expanding your mind, maybe even communicating with your higher self, deepening your connection with your intuition. Let's get some cards and see if we can get some more information and find out just exactly how you are expanding your higher mind at this time. I do put the names of all the cards that I use in the description box below if that's something you're interested in. All right. We have the Chariot. Movement, overcoming obstacles. Oh, and the 9 of Wands. Conquering something. I love this particular depiction of the 9 of Wands. We see a black dog and a white dog. It's like the subconscious and the conscious, or the left brain and the right brain. And we see this figure piercing the moon, which could very well represent the subconscious mind. So it's conquering your thoughts, overcoming your shadow, uniting these opposing forces, or the 2 hemispheres of your brain. And look, we also have the dark and the light horse here in the Chariot. All right, let's keep going. The Sun. Happiness, joy, success. And look at the little yin and yang here. Balancing male and female energies. Oh. Judgment. Certainly it could be releasing judgment. Perhaps when you are receiving information from the other realm, you're judging it. You're thinking it's just your imagination, you're just daydreaming, so you're dismissing it. But I see that you're going to be clearing that away. You're going to be strengthening this bond. We have a moth here, which moths come out at night, and then we have the sun here. So again, this idea of this balancing of logic with intuition. How are you expanding your mind? The 3 of Cups, celebration. really nice cards. I love it. All very positive. Let's draw some oracle cards and see what other information we get about how you are expanding in the 9th house, expanding your higher mind, strengthening the communication between the other realm and you, your guides, your higher self. All right, the 3 monkeys. Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. Let's draw another one of these. Bag of marbles. How is pile number 1 expanding their higher mind, strengthening the connection between spirit and themselves, their intuition, blossoming abundance? All right, let's take this one. Angel of balance. I told you something is coming into balance. All right, let me draw one more from this deck. Oh, that one just flew out. Claim your power. Love that. Yes, I do see you claiming your power. When I initially pulled the 3 monkeys card, and by the way, this is a new deck, so I don't know all the meanings, but I saw speak no evil, see no evil, hear an evil, but what I was thinking was monkey mind, like a real busy mind that's just going from one thought to another, one thing to another. And then with the bag of marvels, it's like scattered thoughts. So it's like being disorganized, having that monkey mind. But also with the 3 monkeys, you know, sometimes that monkey mind is creating not just disorganization, but you know, we don't hear things because our mind isn't present, so we miss information, or we don't read something, we don't read everything, we don't retain what we're reading. And what I see is that you're going to be overcoming that. I think that this is what's out of balance, is this kind of disorganization. And I see you conquering that with the Chariot and with the Nine of Wands. The Chariot, you know, is again about overcoming obstacles and challenges and propelling yourself forward on this path of expansion and enlightenment even. And the Nine of Wands is also overcoming challenges, perseverance, expanding your higher mind by persisting through over obstacles or setbacks. You are determined to overcome these mental barriers and expand your understanding of higher concepts despite difficulties along the way. The Sun signifies clarity, enlightenment, and optimism. In terms of expanding your higher mind, the Sun suggests that you're experiencing profound insights. You can have these aha moments, revelations, and through that gain a deeper understanding of spiritual truths. You are embracing positivity and radiating with newfound knowledge and wisdom. The blossoming abundance in reverse is, I think, a warning based on the monkey mind and bag of marbles. I feel with the Sun over it that you're going to be able to avoid any mishaps of losing resources by missing information. It's like losing a bill or forgetting about a bill and not paying it on time and then getting a late fee. This kind of disorganization that could just kind of be leaking out your resources in some way, shape, or form, or missing appointments, things like this. I feel that you're going to be able to conquer this, though. I see you balancing, again, the left and the right brain. You're bringing that into balance. Judgment represents spiritual awakening, transformation, and inner calling. So you're expanding your higher mind by heeding the call to awaken to your higher consciousness. Your angels, your guides are reaching out to you. It's real. They're sending you messages, signs, synchronicities. They want you to listen to your inner voice, your inner wisdom. You're undergoing a significant spiritual awakening or realization leading to profound growth and expansion of your spiritual awareness. The Three of Cups symbolizes, as I mentioned, celebration, but also joy and harmony. You are engaging in positive, uplifting interactions with like-minded individuals or spiritual communities. You are fostering supportive relationships that contribute to your intellectual and spiritual growth. You are claiming your power. You're just going through a huge expansion with your mind and your intuition, both your intellect, your logic, and your intuition, your creativity, that gut feeling, and you're balancing it. You're beginning to understand the difference between your gut feelings and worry, or analysis paralysis, overthinking, and clear thinking and logic. You're finding this really nice balance where you're able to both feel and think clearly in the most productive way. These are all amazing cards that you got, pile number one. I'm so excited for you. I want to read to you what this card says and also what this card says. All right. So claim your power. When you change your thoughts of the world around you changes. Get in control of your thoughts and transform the story you tell yourself. You are not your feelings, so stop mistaking them for your identity. Shift perspective, conquer your emotions, and carve the life you desire. You can no longer submit to the identities and definitions that you once projected on yourself and others. It is time to move forward and initiate your power. When you stand in your greatness like a tiger, you have nothing to prove, for you just are. True power is not dictated or enforced. It is an energy that magnetizes others to want to help you in your cause. Once someone has to prove and display their strength, they've already lost it. Tiger's medicine says stop playing the victim of circumstance. Your power is even greater than tigers, yet you wallow in smallness and self-pity. How strange it is that one with so much power is so blinded by it. You feel imprisoned by your circumstances, yet the only prison is the story you painted over your circumstances. Tiger's medicine is to wake up, get real, change your story, change your life, claim your power. Yeah, I feel like you're shifting your perspective and redefining yourself. You're grounded and empowered, and because of this you are going to be unstoppable like the Chariot. You're going to have the clarity of thought and the foresight of your intuition to help you navigate anything, which is amazing. This is an absolutely beautiful reading. Let's look at what the guidebook says about this card. Your outlook is positive, but you need to communicate with your higher self, with the moon, or with someone. Start with the idea of communicating with your higher self. This is the part of you connected to all life everywhere. Learning to connect with this part of you is easy to do. Simply sit quietly and ask your higher self what you need to know about your situation. Request answers. Close your eyes, breathe gently, and see what messages come to you. Have a pen and piece of paper handy so you can make notes and then return to your breathing. You can also do this exercise under the moon. Go out into the night and sit quietly asking for answers about your situation. That's the esoteric part of this card. However, it can also suggest that as well as divining answers in this magical way, you might also need to talk to someone in real life, either to the person involved in your situation or to someone else who can help you. Keep the channels of communication open, be open to new ideas, meditate more, work on your intuition. Pay attention to the signs you're getting. Yeah, so I told you that you are receiving signs. Your guides, your angels are sending you signs, and the impression that they are giving me overall is that this is a very positive experience, very spiritually powerful experience where you are really becoming connected to the other realm in a way that you can understand and perhaps even share and communicate with others. Amazing. You're going to find like-minded people to share your insights with, people who are having similar experiences, and you're going to be able to bounce things off of each other, and it's going to feel amazing. Pile number 1, that is your message. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the card Healing Moon. Seek healing. As well as the 7th house, which is relationships, partnerships. It can also have to do with documents, contracts, legal matters. And the quartz crystal, which helps bring about clarity and amplifies your intentions. It's also good for balancing all the chakras. So that could be connected to your healing. Let's see what the tarot cards reveal about your situation. We are asking about pile number 2's relationships, healing, what needs to be healed. I do put the links to all the cards that I use in the description box below if that's something that you're interested in. We have Ace of Pentacles. Starting something new in the physical. And Prince of Swords. A new way of communicating, beginning to master your thoughts. And I'm getting a message about letting go of the past, separating the past from the present, not projecting past experiences onto the present experience. Separating your thoughts from the past. So not worrying about the past repeating itself, but instead focusing on what you want. Oh, this one just fell out. Knight of Cups. So really embracing what fulfills you, what kind of activities, what relationships, what you value, what brings you contentment. And something fell on the floor, so give me one moment so I can pick those up. All right, these 3 fell on the floor, so let's take these 3. We have the 4 of Wands, stability. And the Queen of Swords, nice. You already had the Prince of Swords, now you have the Queen of Swords. So really mastering your thoughts and receiving more from spirit, from the cosmos, but also balancing the feelings with the logic and not letting your feelings overrun your logic, but finding that nice balance. And the 2 of Wands. All right, exploring new passions, looking to new horizons. Let's draw some oracle cards and see what other information we can get about what Spirit wants you to heal, what Spirit wants you to focus on, what that has to do with your relationships. So this one, let's see. We have the Tree of Life. They're telling me the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So they're showing me, two sides of a coin. Let's get some more. Let's see if we can get some more clarification. Celebration. I love that there are these doves everywhere in this celebration. White doves. So for some of you, it could be a wedding. For others, it could be an achievement, an accomplishment, an anniversary. But in the context of relationships, and then I see white doves and celebration, it does bring an image of weddings or anniversaries. Let's draw some of these oracle cards. I think this one wants to come out, the Thinking Man. All right, we'll put that there. So perhaps it's a relationship with a male energy. And, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a male or a female. It's a male energy. That male energy could also be within yourself. Oh. Cornucopia. Abundance. And let's get one of these. This one, Unknown Gift, and we see a bird singing, using their voice. Well, that's interesting because you do have the Prince of Swords and the Queen of Swords, which is about communication. So there could be something about your style of communication that you're beginning to explore and perhaps level up in with the Prince of Swords and then the Queen of Swords. Let me take a moment to digest the combination of these cards. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Prince of Swords, right here at the beginning of your reading, both of these cards signify a new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles has to do with earth, practical matters, and as I said, the three-dimensional world, physical things. It can also have to do, of course, with resources and financial matters. And the Prince, as I mentioned, is the Prince of Swords. Swords are communication, thoughts, and the Prince in particular of Swords is about learning something new. So perhaps you are taking some kind of class, or you'll start to take some kind of class. You know, I'm thinking with this Knight of Cups here, holding this cup, and celebration here, and we see these two champagne glasses clinking. It could be something like Toastmasters, taking or joining the Toastmasters or some kind of organization like that, some kind of group like that, community that will help you upskill how you communicate, being more confident in yourself. And, you know, with this tree of life, this Ace of Pentacles looks like a tree. It is a tree. So we have two trees here. So whatever this new skill is that you're pursuing, whatever it is that you're seeking to learn, whether it's with a group or a community or an online thing, I see with many of you that it will be an actual kind of like class, you know, like Toastmasters is really what they're showing me. I mean, he's holding up this cup, and I think what it's going to do is it's going to get to the root. We have these two trees to the root, like the root chakra, the root of the issue that is what's been plaguing your relationships. And it doesn't matter if it's a romantic relationship, family members, a community, career, whatever it is, partnerships. There's been an imbalance because of your communication. And what I see is that you're going to be upskilling that. And a great way to do that would be something like the Toastmasters. It may not be exactly the Toastmasters. That's just an example. But I see you starting something, a class or something. And while I said it's a male energy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a man, but then I pulled the thinking man. So we have the Knight of Cups, which is male, and then we have the thinking man. So this thinking man is, you know, a mentor, a teacher, somebody that you're going to learn something with. It could be a romantic partner, but not necessarily for everyone. Take what resonates. But I think for many of you, it's somebody that you're going to meet in this pursuit of upskilling your communication abilities, and they are going to give you insights that are going to not only improve your communication style, but get to the root of the problem, give you some kind of epiphanies, aha moments that are going to give you understandings as to why your root chakra is affecting your throat chakra, and how to heal that. So you're going to have this real nice healing that's going to lead you to more stability within your relationships and within your life overall, just in practical matters, which is wonderful. And with the Queen of Swords here, you know, as you begin to upskill your communication style, not only are you improving the way that you're communicating, but you're upskilling your understanding of how other people communicate and what they're really telling you. You're going to pick up on cues, and odds are that you've already picked them up, but you just haven't really quite been able to ground it and integrate it into a way that you could articulate it and understand it and process it. And what's going to happen is, as you improve your communication skills, you're going to recognize and be able to process, understand, and discern, like the Queen of Swords, what people are telling you. And you're going to have the ability to call them out. You're going to have the ability to be be more empowered in your relationships, in your conversations, in your communications with all relationships. Again, this is, for your career, for partners, romantic relationships, family members, friends. You're going to be upskilling all of that, both how you communicate and how you receive communication. And it's going to be a real healing. And, the celebration card has a double meaning. So I picked up on these glasses, making a toast, which made me think of the Toastmasters, but it's also a message from Spirit saying that you're going to have something to celebrate really soon. And I did mention at the beginning a wedding, anniversary, birthday, something like that, which could be true for some of you, but of course not all of you. Take what resonates. But there is definitely something coming in your life, a real celebration or something worth celebrating. So make sure you take the time to do that. And the Two of Wands, as I mentioned, is expanding your horizons. It's exploring new possibilities. And what I see is that as you upskill in your communications, it's healing you, it's healing your relationships, and it's giving you the courage to try new things. It's giving you the courage to take initiatives and step out of your comfort zone and pursue your passions. And what I see is that through all of this, some unknown gift is going to be revealed. It could be your voice, because we do see that, and that was the first impression I got. This is a nightingale. But it could also be some other gift that has to do with your voice, like sales or writing. So communication isn't always verbal. It could be in written form. So through all of this, you're building your confidence. You're gaining clarity and really about yourself and others and what you enjoy doing. I do want to read to you what the guidebook says about this card. The Nightingale card comes when you have a profound gift that you are not currently aware of. A great endurance of difficulties leads you to unveiling the diamond within. This card is a gem to receive. Feel honored. There is no other card that foretells such a bounty. This gift is beyond your wildest dreams, and you possess it. Your gift is something that every cell in your body yearns to self-actualize. It is one of your most exciting and fulfilling purposes. This card is not about fixing anything or giving you the perfect solution or guidance to a current obstacle. You receive the honor of this card when grace allows you a small knowing that there is an as yet undiscovered talent within. It may take months to reveal, even years, but you are headed there. And for most of you, I don't think that is going to be years. I think more like months that you're going to discover it. But in either case, you're going to enjoy the journey because you're going to have this newfound confidence, and it's really going to open up the whole world for you in a whole new way. And I love that right next to this card is cornucopia, bounty. So this is, again, it's opening up all kinds of things for you. It begins with communication, improving your communication style, the way you communicate, the way you receive communication, but it expands your horizons to so much more as a result, leading to you discovering some talent, some gift that you have that perhaps you weren't even aware of. And that is your reading, pile number 2. It is amazing. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the 3rd house, and when I rolled this, I got super excited because this is pile number 3, and you got the 3rd house. I try not to say too much in the intro because I don't want to influence your choice, but the 3rd house is all about communication. There was a strong message of communication in pile number 2, so we'll see if there's anything else in pile number 3 that I feel like may encourage you to listen to pile number 2 if you were drawn to it. I'll let you know. You also chose full moon forgiveness, and this could be forgiving someone else or forgiving yourself. We'll see. And the yellow jasper, which benefits people who maybe panic during a crisis or are hypersensitive to criticism. It also boosts your endurance, your perseverance, and your inner strengths, giving you the ability to withstand obstacles that you face in your life. So we will see how all of these energies play into the rest of your reading. All right, I do put the names of the cards that I use in the description box below if that's something that you're interested in. And we are finding out for pile number 3 about forgiveness and communication. I feel these 2 cards wanted to come out, so let's take them. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So we'll see if this is a person or an energy. As a person, they're somebody that's very environmentally conscious, believing in doing the right thing. Pentacles, of course, are practical, earthy. They can, of course, be about your resources, financial and otherwise. But let's keep going and get more information. We have the 5 of Cups. That makes sense with forgiveness. So we see a person by themselves looking at these cups that are spilled. And so what that tells me is that most likely this is forgiveness of the self, focusing on past regrets. And maybe it's because you are the Knight of Pentacles. You hold yourself to a high standard. And so it's hard for you to let go of your mistakes. And that makes sense with the yellow jasper too, about, you know, being able to help somebody who is sensitive to criticism, but it seems like maybe the criticism is coming from within rather than external criticism. But let's keep going and see what else the cards tell us. All right, we have the 4 of Swords, which is all about rest and recuperation, recovery, taking time for yourself to recover, to recuperate, to reflect and rest. It's like all the R words. Let's get some more. And you know, even though it is a card of the Swords, I love how earthy it is because we see this person literally, you know, buried in the earth, communing with their spirit guides, their ancestors. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. The wheel continues to spin, the wheel of life. Time marches on. And the star, give me one moment. All right, the star. Hope, but also self-care, and I want to say regeneration is the word that they're telling me, but yeah, some kind of regeneration, self-care, hope. Let's get one more of these cards, actually, one more of your tarot. And actually, you know, let's just take what's at the bottom of the deck. The world. All right. Okay. I didn't do that in the other two piles, but it's like they just, you know, they whisper in my ear. Look at the bottom of the deck. So that was the card they wanted you to see to go along with your reading. Let's get some oracle cards. Somebody likes bears. I haven't really looked too closely at these animals before, but I really noticed the bear, and it's looking at these bears. If you're a bear person, please let me know in the comments. What is pile number 3? Forgiving. Oop, 3 cards just flew out. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all 3. We have the Tree of Life, which came out in pile number 2. So there's our confirmation about there might be something for you in pile number 2. If you were drawn to it, of course. Celebration, which also came out in pile number 2. And I know I've shared this before because I think it's important. I don't just put, you know, in between readings, I don't just put the cards on top. I literally lift up and put the card in there, and then I'll lift up to a different spot so that the cards aren't right next to each other. But both of these cards came out just like that in pile number 2. So that is a huge confirmation that if you were drawn to pile number 2, there is a message for you there. And we have the mirror reflection. That makes sense with the 4 of Swords. So I'm going to keep going so that I don't let the energy of pile number 2 influence me, and then I'll come back and reflect on, oops, these 2 cards want to come out, on how these cards collaborate with these up here. All right, we have the Thinking Man. Oh my goodness, this also came out in pile number 2. Wow. I go through a whole process of putting the cards in different places and cutting them. I knock on them 3 times to clear them. I shuffle them in between. But here we go with another card that I got in pile number 2. And the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. All right, let's look at these. I do have another deck. I'm running out of space. I guess I can put it over here. Let's see. What is, you know, maybe you said something and you're regretting what you said. Oops. You are what you think. All right, so I'm just going to put that right there. There we go. And I'll just move this down a bit. Okay. Give me just a moment. You know, Spirit will bring things to me before I do a reading that it wants me to share with you. And I already see two things specifically that Spirit wants me to share that I was just... One was yesterday, a video that I saw yesterday, and the other was today. So the one from today, interestingly enough, was all about forgiveness. And it wasn't even something that I chose to share. It was one of those bumpers or commercials, infomercials that happen right after a video or in between videos on YouTube. And it was by Vishen, who I've mentioned before, his book. And he was talking about how there have been studies about forgiveness and how people's lives have improved in all areas, like the world, this holistic improvement through forgiveness. And he gives different examples. One was a woman forgiving her husband for cheating on her. And another was, you know, the example of professional athletes improving their games, their stats, by the act of forgiving. And you've probably heard of Hopo Ono. I may be saying it wrong. For some reason, I can't grasp it right now, but it's basically saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So you can Google that and find out how to say Hopo Ono, however you say it. But that's something that, you know, the whole forgiveness thing, just literally this morning before I did this reading, it was not even something I chose to listen to. It just came on after another video, but it matches perfectly with this. So for many of you, it could be forgiving yourself. And for others, it could be forgiving somebody else. But the approach to forgiveness is through this holistic approach and through taking a practical approach, being more practical about the situation. So if you make a mistake, okay, you made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes sometimes. And so not being as hard on yourself, forgiving yourself or forgiving the other person. Now, if somebody did something that hurt you deeply, that doesn't mean that you have to continue the relationship or that the relationship has to continue in the same way as it did in the past. The forgiveness isn't for that person so much as it is for you. It's letting go of this pain. You know, it's like the wheel of fortune wants to spin and bring you something new, but if you're hanging on, trying to stay in that Five of Cups energy, then you're blocking other things in your life. The other video that I saw, which was yesterday, was has to do with the Mirror card and what are you reflecting back to other people? What are you projecting? How are you seeing the world? How does the world see you? How do you see yourself? The video was, I'm not even sure how I saw this video because it's not somebody that I normally listen to. I've seen her before and I can't even tell you her name, but what she said is that when people say something hurtful to you, there's, one of three things happen. One is you say something hurtful back to them. You reflect it back to them like a mirror, right? You say this to me, so I'm going to say something mean to you. I'm going to say something hurtful to you. And many people do that. What that does is it just reverberates. It keeps that energy alive longer. When you think of energy as ripples in a pond, when you throw a rock in a pond, you see these ripples, but eventually they dissipate and the water calms back down. When you say something mean back to somebody or something hurtful or do something hurtful back to them, you're keeping that disturbance in the surface of the pond and even beneath the surface. You're keeping the energy there longer, preventing new energy to come in. The other thing that can happen when somebody says something, and I'm going to focus on saying, since we're the house of communication, is you don't say anything, even though it hurt you. You don't say anything. And so you can think to yourself that, you were the bigger person because you didn't say anything, and that may be true, but at the same time, you didn't necessarily deal with the pain of what they gave to you. You just kind of tuck it away, and now it's like you're carrying that around. It's like that rock, instead of throwing it in the water, you put that rock in your pocket and you're carrying around in your energy. So the third thing that you can do, according to this woman, is you can vibrate love. You can just meet that person with compassion and love and understand that the hurtful things they say are about them and their experiences, and just to the best of your ability, try to meet that with compassion and love. We can transmute energy through our vibrations, just like a dog wagging its tail, coming up to you, licking your face, wagging its tail. That vibration, the frequency at which they're vibrating is, like a 500. And so it literally raises our vibration. A little kid that is super happy and smiling and hugging you, again, that's a super high vibration. And so if you can put yourself in that kind of space to just vibrate at this loving energy, whether you're speaking it with your words or not, you can project that out into the world, then that's what's going to be reflected back to you. And I love that we have here the 5th chakra archangel Gabriel, because notice he's ringing a bell, he's holding a trumpet. This is the card connected to the throat chakra. The 5th chakra is the throat chakra. We see that here. And I would like to read to you what this card says. All right. Gabriel holds his trumpet in one hand and a beautiful orb of blue light in the other. Oh, it looks like a bell to me. He is sending a powerful energy to your throat center, acknowledging your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. This angel opens you up to truthful expression, both with yourself and others. You may have had trouble with expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel is here to tell you that your soul longs to take this leap now. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself. So never deny your profound, integral value. Speak up for yourself, write in your journal, Let your words flow. Now is the time to express yourself freely and fully, and the universe always honors your choice to do so. This card could also indicate that a communication project is coming, or a time of heightened communication with spirit and telepathy with others. Love that. So again, you don't even have to say anything to somebody. If somebody says something that's not nice, you can just visualize your heart sending out loving compassion to that person. Whatever color you see that being, you can give it a color. Just see light, like a little orb of light coming out of your heart, like you're shooting them with love, going to them. And, you know, you may not initially feel it emotionally because you have your own kind of limbic system reactions, physiological, emotional reactions, and it may take a few times, a bit of practice for you to experience the emotion of it, but you can first do it in a practical way, in an intellectual way, and visualize yourself sending the situation, the person, this little ball of light coming from your heart, and you can give it any color that you feel matches. And the thinking man is, you know, it could be a teacher, a mentor, and so it very well could be someone like Vishen, somebody that you come across on the internet or a book that you read that helps you to change the way that you think about yourself and others, so that you can begin to heal the roots of these these thought patterns and beliefs. And then I love that we have the thinking man and you are what you think. And it goes along also with the mirror card. So again, you know, what are you believing about other people? Because if you believe other people are bad or that they are trying to hurt you, you are creating that reality. There's more and more evidence of that, of what we put out in our energy field being picked up by other people's energy fields. And so if you believe that they are going to do something a certain way in a specific situation, then odds are they're going to live up to that expectation if your beliefs are strong enough. And the same goes for yourself. So changing what you believe about yourself, changing what you believe about others is going to completely change your life. And there's a practical way for you to become more grounded and approach how you communicate to yourself and others through this holistic approach. So by being conscious of it, and I'm glad that I read about the journaling because they're giving me so much information. Sometimes I forget what they tell me, but the journaling, I do see you writing things down. So writing down your thoughts and examining them, examining your self-talk, examining what you think about others, and then write down the positive version of that. So if your thoughts are that, you know, you screwed up and it's, you know, you're catastrophizing it, then maybe write down, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. I'll do better next time, or something. And then you can even, you know, after you've written down all the things that are not really serving you, not really helpful thoughts, beliefs, you can burn them, you can tear them up, scratch them out, scribble over them, glue something on top of it, do some kind of ritual to release it. The celebration card is letting you know that something positive is coming into your life, something worth celebrating. And I love that that's coming underneath the Five of Cups, because the Five of Cups is about disappointment and regret. So Spirit wants you to know, hey, it's okay that this thing happened. It's a bump in the road. The wheel of time continues to march on, and something wonderful is coming into your life, something worth celebrating. You even have the Star. And with the world, not only is it being holistic, but it's also the end of a cycle. So what I see is that there's going to be some really real healing going on with this forgiveness. You forgiving yourself or others for whatever this disappointment is, and you beginning a new phase where you have things to celebrate. And it's going to be bigger than just a phase. It's going to be life changing. With the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, and the World, it's going to be life changing, because it's going to, this forgiveness is going to allow you to shift how you think, how you perceive yourself and others. I do also want to read to you from the guidebook something that about this Tree of Life card. It says, this card wants you to know that there are greater things to come in your life. Thus, it is very important to pay attention to the sacred knowledge that is available to you at this time. You are a tree of wealth and knowledge. Listen to the universe so that your gifts will be unveiled. So I love that. And we did hear with the 5th chakra Archangel Gabriel that there's going to be an increase in your psychic abilities, both with spirit and through telepathy of others. So the other thing they're showing me is that your throat chakra and your third eye are a little bit clouded by this, whatever it is that you're holding on to that you haven't been able to forgive. And once you clean that, once you wipe it away through journaling, through visualizing, sending, love from your heart to others, then you're going to have a deeper understanding about other people and what they're communicating. Because sometimes people say one thing, but there's a whole story behind that. There's a lot going on with the experiences that they've had in life, their wounds. And so that's beginning to open up for you. Pile number 3, that is your reading. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.